August 17th, 13 years ago. Chip was in school that morning, and within 24 hours was in brain surgery. We thought maybe he had Lyme disease. He loves to hunt and fish. Things went from 0 to 60 really fast that Tuesday afternoon. MRI straight to the emergency room, and it wasn't long until Dr. Boydston pulled us into a room and told us that Chip had medulloblastoma, anaplastic metastatic medulloblastoma, bad brain cancer. They resected an egg-sized tumor out of the back of his brain, sitting on top of his brainstem. It had spread down his spine. You can't operate on the spine. You just have to let chemotherapy, radiation, and God fix that. It was a bad diagnosis, very serious. His odds weren't great. It was terrifying.
We had just finished hearing from the doctors, that your son has cancer and the cancer is leukemia. The fact that she was whispering that word made me understand how serious the situation was. There was no time to sleep and no desire to eat at all. There's no time really to even think of processing or healing from that.
Everyone did everything that they could to help right away.
Everyone, including Cure.
Cure. I met Kristen Connor 2 days later in the ICU. This petite blonde angel walked into our room and said, "I know this is terrible, but we're here, and we'll be here to help, and we'll be here through the whole journey." And they were.
Our very first outpatient visit to the oncology clinic, Lisa from Cure was there with hot Chick-fil-A sandwiches and blankets because we didn't know at the time that the clinic is chilly. That was so caring and thoughtful, making sure these families are fed and making sure they have things like blankets to keep them comfortable.
The burritos on Wednesday nights are great. The hugs and the experienced cancer moms and dads that come and counsel, that's important. But none of that matters if we can't improve and develop the new drugs and the new treatments through research. And research is so important. And Cure does both.
Props you up during the fight and works behind the scenes so the next person that gets this down the road might not have to fight as hard. That's literally
what
they're doing every day.
What makes it harder, I think, for children is you've got only 4% of federal funding going toward pediatric cancer research. What Cure does is their focus is entirely on pediatric patients and funding studies that are just for pediatric cancer patients, funding the research that wouldn't otherwise exist but is desperately needed.
13 years ago, individualized medicine wasn't available, and that would have changed Chip's course of treatment so much that maybe some of the negative side effects that we experienced we wouldn't have, because it wasn't necessarily the cancer that made him lose the ability to walk or the vision. That was from the treatments. So we have to get better treatments so that we don't beat up these kids with the treatments.
Cure's funding of the Aflac Precision Medicine Program has made an impact not just here, but to patients outside of Georgia. Our program provides an opportunity to interpret results, to help future physicians learn about those results, to distribute those results nationally in order to make better therapies for our patients.
We share this through publishing papers in the medical literature that's shared across the country and really throughout the world. How do we think in the future about even advancing the care beyond the standard of care that we have now?
All the things we know about treating medulloblastoma, there's somebody out there today that doesn't know all that we know that had a similar diagnosis because they didn't have to. And that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's very easy to want to look away. This is a solvable problem. There are brilliant doctors and researchers who can do this, but they can't do it without funding. There are children right now that need that data and they need that treatment. They can't wait.